Big news breaking in the world of tennis that changes everything for the upcoming Grand Slam season. Reigning champion Carlos Alcaraz has officially announced his withdrawal from the French Open at Roland Garros due to a persistent and worsening right wrist injury. This is a massive blow for the tournament, as we lose one of the sport's biggest stars during the height of the clay court swing.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
The situation surrounding Carlos Alcaraz became clear after he was spotted at the Laureus World Sports Awards with his wrist immobilized in a brace. After undergoing further medical tests, he and his team decided that the most prudent path forward is to rest and skip both the Italian Open and the French Open to focus on long-term recovery. It is a heartbreaking decision for the 22-year-old who just earlier this year achieved the incredible milestone of becoming the youngest man to win all 4 major titles. With Carlos Alcaraz officially out of the running, the entire landscape of the men's draw has been completely shaken up. World number 1 Jannik Sinner now steps into the spotlight as the heavy favorite to claim the crown in Paris. Sinner and Alcaraz have been the dominant forces in the sport, and this opens a historic window for the Italian star to potentially secure his first Roland Garros trophy. The absence of the defending champion also creates a golden opportunity for legends like Novak Djokovic to chase yet another Grand Slam title, while the rest of the field eyes a rare opening for a first-time winner. It is going to be an unpredictable and wild journey in Paris this year, and we will be here covering every single swing and result. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a beat of our breaking sports updates. Imagine being at the top of the world, only for your own body to hit the brakes. That is the heartbreaking reality for Carlos Alcaraz right now. The tennis prodigy has just confirmed he is withdrawing from Roland Garros, and frankly, it is a tough pill to swallow for fans everywhere. He described it as a truly difficult time, as that nagging wrist injury, which has been lingering for a while, has finally forced his hand. It serves as a brutal reminder that even at the highest level of sport, physical longevity is always a gamble. We all want to see the best versions of these athletes, but sometimes protecting the future means sacrificing the present. Moving from the courts of Paris to the heated drama in Spain, we have to talk about Marco Trungelliti. During his recent clash against Merida, things took an ugly turn. Trungelliti didn't mince words after the match, explicitly calling out racist abuse from the crowd. His frustration was palpable. Was it racist? Yes. Did they do something about it? Not much. It is a sobering wake-up call for the tennis authorities. When players feel like they are fighting an uphill battle against both their opponent and the stands, the integrity of the game is at stake. On a lighter note, looking ahead to the Madrid Open 2026, the anticipation is already building. From the updated entry lists to the massive prize money, we are tracking all the draws and predictions to keep you ahead of the game. Are you ready for the next chapter of tennis drama? Hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Do you think organizations are doing enough to protect players from crowd toxicity? Sometimes, the most important matches aren't even played with a racket. What happens when the brightest star in tennis suddenly goes dark? Carlos Alcaraz, the 2-time reigning French Open champion, just dropped a bombshell that has sent shockwaves through the tennis world. He is officially out of Roland Garros. It is a massive blow, not just for the tournament, but for every fan who is ready to watch him dominate the red clay once again. The culprit is a nagging right wrist injury that first flared up during a first-round match in Barcelona earlier this month. Even after trying to power through, the reality hit home after more medical tests this Friday. Alcaraz confirmed on social media that he is skipping both the Italian Open and the French Open to play it safe, admitting that while this is an incredibly complicated moment, he is confident he will come back stronger. Honestly, watching him attend the Laureus Awards with his wrist immobilized was a tough sight for anyone who appreciates his meteoric rise. Remember, this is the guy who started his year in total command, taking down Novak Djokovic in the Australian Open final to become the youngest man ever to hold all 4 major titles. but the momentum has been tricky since then. After losing his grip on the #1 ranking to Jannik Sinner in Monte Carlo, this injury feels like the final hurdle in a roller coaster season. We are looking at a clay court season without its biggest protagonist, which completely flips the script for what we expected in Paris this May. It makes you wonder how much of a physical toll this intense schedule is taking on these young stars. What do you think? Can Alcaraz bounce back and regain his form, or is this the start of a concerning trend? Drop a comment below, hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the tour, and remember, in sports, the toughest opponent isn't always the person across the net, but the limits of your own body. Stop the presses, because the tennis world just took a massive hit. Carlos Alcaraz has officially pulled the plug on his 2026 clay court season, announcing he will miss both the Internazionale BNL d'Italia and, in a move that honestly hurts to say, Roland Garros. This isn't just any withdrawal. He was the defending champion at both events, including that legendary French Open run where he miraculously saved 3 championship points to take down Jannik Sinner. So, what actually happened? It turns out a nagging right wrist injury finally forced his hand. Alcaraz took to social media to tell fans that after consulting with his medical team, the only sensible move was to step back and prioritize his long-term health. He kept it classy, calling it a complicated moment, but expressed confidence that he will come back stronger. We first started worrying back in mid-April during the Barcelona Open, where he clearly needed treatment on that wrist and forearm. By the time he appeared at the Laureus World Sports Awards, sporting a wrist brace, the writing was pretty much on the wall. This is a brutal blow for the rankings, too. Alcaraz is currently sitting at world #2, trailing Sinner by about 390 points. By skipping these tournaments, he's forfeiting a massive 3,000 points, 1,000 from Rome and 2,000 from Roland Garros. It's only the second time in his career he's missed a Grand Slam, the last being the 2023 Australian Open. It leaves a gaping hole in the draw for the French Open, and honestly, the tournament just won't feel the same without one of its biggest stars. Is this the shift in the guard that finally cements Sinner's dominance, or is this just a minor chapter in the Alcaraz legend? Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and make sure you're subscribed for more updates as this story develops. Remember, in sports as in life, sometimes you have to slow down today to ensure you can reach the finish line tomorrow. The world of tennis has just been dealt a massive reality check. If you were banking on a repeat performance from Carlos Alcaraz at Roland Garros this year, I have some tough news. The reigning champion is officially out. It is the kind of announcement that sends shockwaves through the rankings. After medical tests on a recurring wrist injury, Alcaraz and his team have made the difficult, albeit logical, decision to skip both Rome and the French Open entirely. When you are just 22 years old and already a global superstar, playing through pain is a recipe for a short career, not a legendary one. Alcaraz himself put it best. It is a difficult moment, but he is clearly prioritizing his long-term future over a single trophy. We saw the writing on the wall earlier this week at the Laureus Awards when he stepped out with a cast on his right arm. It was a sobering visual for fans who have watched him dominate the sport's biggest stages for the last 12 months. Now, the vacuum left by his absence changes everything. So, who stands to gain? Naturally, the spotlight swings straight to Jannik Sinner. The world #1 is now the undeniable favorite, and this is his moment to seize. Imagine the narrative. After losing an absolute nail-biter to Alcaraz in last year's 5-set final, Sinner now has a clear path to his first title in Paris and a chance to truly cement his place at the top of the heap. But let's not write off the veterans just yet. A certain Novak Djokovic is waiting in the wings, and if there is one thing we have learned, it is never to count out a legend chasing his 25th Grand Slam. Even with his own recent fitness concerns, his tactical mastery on clay remains a terrifying prospect for the rest of the draw. This withdrawal turns what would have been a 2-horse race into a total scramble. With the field wide open, are we looking at a coronation for Sinner, or is the door cracked open just wide enough for a dark horse to snatch glory? I want to hear from you. Who do you have winning the Coupe des Mousquetaires now that the champ is sidelined? Drop a comment below, hit that subscribe button to keep up with the shifting landscape of tennis, and remember, in a game defined by inches, the smartest move is sometimes knowing when to step back so you can come back stronger than ever.